The Killer is a 2023 action thriller film directed by David Fincher and stars Michael Fassbender. It is based on the French graphic novel series of the same name, The Killer, written by Alex Max Millet and illustrated by Luc Jacquemont. It's also written, and the screenplay is by Andrew Kevin Walker, with music by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross of Nine Inch Nails. The movie had a premiere at the 80th Venice International Film Festival on September 3rd, 2023, with a limited release in theaters on October 27th, 2023, and had a nationwide release on Netflix on November 10th, 2023. The movie runs for 118 minutes long, and it tells the story of an assassin or an unnamed killer who gets entangled in an international manhunt after a hit goes wrong. Now, let me just tell you, this movie was really interesting and different than what you've ever seen before. Now, basically, it starts off with the killer, who is at a hotel room and he prepares to kill his target, who checks into another hotel room in this unspecified time. All the while, the target practices yoga, easy listening to the Smiths. Let me tell you, the Smiths in this is really great. It adds the dynamic to the music and how the movie progresses. Also, the narration by Michael Fassbender's character of how the job is boring and it's the nature of it and the cynicism that is, and you have, lack of empathy because of the job and everything. Well, the target eventually arrives with the company of a dominatrix. And then chaos ensues, and then the movie begins. The aspect of this film is very different than what you would ever think or imagine it could be. Yes, it's 118 minutes long. It's very slow going at times. It really has to suck you in order to keep your attention. And David Fincher does that in a way where he hasn't done that in a very, very long time. Now, this next statement will probably have fans being like, agree or disagree with me. This is Fincher's best film since Seven, which starred Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Yes, this is a phenomenal movie. It's maybe a tie with Seven. It's probably one of those films where the ambiance, the setting, the mood, it just feels right, especially for the character of the killer. Not only that, you have other characters in this who don't go by real names. It's the lawyer, it's this, it's that, and it just makes sense because we don't form a connection with these characters. If they have a name, we feel for them. We know what they're going through. But if they're just called, the killer, the lawyer, the client, or whatever they go by, we don't, feel for that. But with this, it's really, really interesting. Once everything starts and the motive is set in stone from the beginning, it's really, really good. It's very rare that your assassin killer films are like this, but it's laid back. The design is phenomenal. Not only that, the editing is very quick, but quick in a way where it grabs your attention. You think you're coming out of a scene that you're watching. It's like, all right, what's going to happen now? And all of a sudden, it just cuts to something else where you're like, wait, what's going on? The editing is really, really phenomenal because it's by Kurt Baxter, and he's done some phenomenal editing in films. And the way the progression is of this movie is a slow build to an ending you didn't really expect. It's based off of a French graphic novel series, The Killer. And I didn't know that it was based off of a French graphic novel series, or a graphic novel series for that matter. I thought it was an original story. But when you take a graphic novel and you put it into a live action form feature, that's a really bold move, and that's saying something. Some of your graphic novels don't really hit the mark with turning into feature films. But with The Killer, it worked to an exponential point where you're thrust into a world that's amazing. Now, the other character that I did enjoy is Tilda Swinton as the expert, who is a fellow assassin living in New York. Her character was phenomenal. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she gets nominated for an Oscar or a few awards for the role that she plays. If she doesn't, it's okay, but then I will be also surprised as well. It's the aspect of the dialogue scenes, with the music, with how everything just flows so well. David Fincher is a phenomenal director. He should have won 2 Oscars by now in his film career. One for Seven and one for The Social Network. And maybe, Gone Girl, but we'll put that aside. Like I said, this is Fincher's best film since Seven. And he knows how to direct and he knows what he's doing. But seeing him direct a film like this, an action thriller, it's really good. The action is not prominent as you think it is. It's not at all. It's the thriller part. It's what's going to happen. Who and why did the hit go wrong? And why is this international manhunt going on for the unnamed assassin or the killer? Michael Fassbender's ambiance, his mood is just so stoic. He acts with his eyes and just the mannerisms and how slowly and how well he just delivers the dialogue. Absolutely immensely beautiful. This is a fun film. I really enjoyed it. I went in with very, very low expectations for this movie, and I came out with something that I didn't imagine I would enjoy, but I enjoyed the hell out of it, and that's really saying something. When assassin movies don't hit the mark, they're a fail. But with this, seeing that it had a limited theatrical release was okay. But then it's on Netflix. Great. More people can see it around the world, which gives it that much more of a, I want to say, exposure to the world of what a film like this is, especially by David Fincher. And then we'll know what the graphic novel is. I see this film getting nominated for a few awards during award season. I do want to say maybe Michael Fassbender for the role of Best Actor, maybe director for David Fincher, maybe Tilda Swinton for Best Supporting Actress, and definitely Best Picture because they have to fill in some, 8, 9 nominations for that. So they'll put The Killer in there just for keepsake or just, filling in the void and the gap for films that have to be nominated. Other than that, I do see this film getting nominated for Adapted Screenplay for Andrew Kevin Walker. But it's going to be fun to see how this movie is welcomed during award season. It's going to be really, really fun. This movie is great. I really had a great time. This is a movie you need to watch if you are getting into screenwriting, from my point of view, from my opinion. Just how everything works, the dialogue, the structure, the blockage, the 180-degree angle that you see, and nothing is overexposed or underexposed. It's just the silhouettes, the lightings, and the shadows, and you see Michael Fassbender walking. It's just like, wow, it's really one steady shot, and it just works so, so well. For me, The Killer gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about The Killer. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think about the action, the thriller? Did you like the story? What do you think about David Fincher's directing? Did you like Michael Fassbender's acting? Do you think that this movie was boring or just right? Did you see it in limited theatrical release? Or did you watch it on Netflix? And do you think that this film will get nominated for a few awards during award season? And do you think this is David Fincher's best film? If not, let me know in the comment section below what you think his best movie is. So let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I'll see you all in the next review video. I'm Mr. Filmstock, and thank you so much for tuning in to my review of The Killer.